Willkommen bei One App a Day. Jeden Tag eine App. iOS, Mac, Android, Windows Phone 7, Memo und mehr.
Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. You know how much I love unearthing fascinating digital trends.
Always up for an adventure.
Yeah.
What's got you hooked this time?
Well, we've got this website, One App a Day, and it's a gold mine.
Okay, I'm intrigued. One app a day, you say?
Yeah, and it's entirely in German, which adds a whole other layer to this.
A German app a day. Now that's a concept. You know, it's fascinating how this simple idea suddenly opens a window into a whole other culture's tech habits.
Right. We're not just talking apps here. We're talking about getting a peek into how another part of the world experiences the digital landscape.
It was like digital anthropology. What kind of apps are we talking about here? Anything that jumps out?
Oh, absolutely. One that caught my eye right away was Snoopy Watch Face.
You know, I haven't gotten fully into the smartwatch thing yet, but I have to admit there's something incredibly appealing about having Snoopy right there on my wrist. Nostalgia is a powerful force.
Totally. It's like a gateway drug to smartwatches, right? But then there's this other app, SMPRO Mockup Frame Editor for iOS.
Okay, Mockup Frame Editor. What's that all about?
So basically, it lets you take screenshots and put them into different Apple device frames, useful for, say, app developers or designers, I'd imagine.
I see. So it's like a way to present your work in a polished, professional way, even if you're just using your phone.
Exactly. And it got me thinking about how this ties into the whole trend of content creation becoming more accessible.
Right. You don't need a fancy studio setup anymore. Your phone and the right app can be just as powerful.
It's like putting the power of a design studio right in your pocket. Okay,
Yeah.
but this one really got me thinking. Minigames Spiel Arcade for the Apple Watch.
Mini games on your wrist. Is that even practical?
That's the question, isn't it? Is microgaming just a fad, or is it the future? I mean, there are definitely times when a quick, mindless game is exactly what you need.
Oh, absolutely. Like when you're waiting in line or stuck on public transport, those little moments of downtime could be prime microgaming territory.
Exactly. And it speaks to how our relationship with technology and even entertainment is constantly evolving. Okay, last app for now, but it's a good one. Resplash Wallpapers, for all you Android users out there who love customization.
Okay, wallpapers. Everyone loves good wallpaper. How is this one special?
Well, it's not just about aesthetics, is it? It's about making your phone an extension of yourself.
It's about taking something that's mass-produced and making it your own, adding that personal touch.
Exactly. But here's where things take a turn for the unexpected. This One App a Day site also has this My Deals section.
My deals? What kind of deals?
Okay, are you ready for this? Cheap flights to Mauritius, discounts on Lenovo laptops, even a deal on Nike Air Force Ones.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with apps?
That's what I thought. It seems completely random. Like, are they just trying to cover all their bases?
You know, I don't think it's random at all. I think it speaks to a certain kind of user, the kind who loves discovering new things. They're already exploring new apps. Why not tempt them with other exciting offers?
I guess it makes sense. But speaking of unexpected, their categories are a whole other mystery. I mean, we've got your typical games, photography, productivity, but then it gets wild. CWA, Watch Face Pearl, OED Laborai. It's like they're speaking in code.
Okay, you've definitely piqued my curiosity with those.
Mm-hmm.
CWA, I'm guessing, has something to do with COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a contact tracing or warning app.
That would make sense, especially considering the whole world was in the grips of a pandemic not too long ago.
Right. It's like a little time capsule reminding us of what was important back then. And Watch Face Pearl. Pearl? Doesn't that mean pearl in German?
It does. So maybe a category specifically for really beautiful, elegant watch faces. It's like they're curating digital jewelry.
I love that. It speaks to how personalization goes beyond just functionality. But OED Laborai. Now that one has me stumped. It sounds like something you'd hear in a spy movie.
Right. Maybe it's a secret code word for something. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a play on words, an inside joke for the One App a Day community.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like they're creating a little club. And if you know, you know.
It definitely adds an air of mystery. But speaking of mysteries, let's talk about this whole German tech scene thing. I feel like we're only scratching the surface here.
Right. We've got this German website showcasing a German app a day. What can this tell us about how technology is perceived and consumed in Germany?
It's like we've stumbled into a parallel digital universe. So based on what we've seen so far, any thoughts?
Well, one thing that stands out to me is this emphasis on local relevance. I mean, they featured Magenta PV, which is a streaming service from Deutsche Telekom, a major German company, right?
That's right. It's like they're saying, hey, we're a German platform and we're proud to showcase German innovation. But it's not just about patriotism, is it?
Definitely not. It's about catering to the specific needs and interests of their audience. They're acknowledging that the German market, like any other, has its own unique nuances and preferences.
It's like those social media platforms that are huge in some countries and practically unheard of in others. Digital trends, even with all the talk of globalization, are still shaped by local culture and context.
Exactly. And for app developers, understanding those nuances can be the key to success. An app that resonates in Germany might not land the same way in, say, Japan or Brazil.
It's all about knowing your audience. But, while we're on the topic of cultural context, we can't forget about that mysterious My Deals section.
Oh, right. The one with the flights to Mauritius and the Nike Air Force Ones.
The one and only. It still feels so out of place, like it doesn't belong.
I know. But maybe that's the point. Maybe it's a deliberate attempt to challenge our assumptions about what a website like this should be.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just about apps, we're about experiences. They're tapping into this sense of curiosity, this desire for discovery that goes beyond just the digital realm.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, with so many apps out there, how do they even begin to choose just one each day? Are they capturing the essence of the entire app world or just offering a curated glimpse?
It's like trying to sum up the entire universe in a single sentence. It's impossible to be truly comprehensive, so you have to make choices, prioritize certain aspects over others.
And those choices, those editorial decisions, they speak volumes. They tell us something about the values and priorities of the people behind the website.
It's like we stumbled onto this treasure map full of clues and riddles, and we're trying to decipher the hidden message.
And the more we dig, the more we realize how much there is to uncover. But you know what? I think it's time we jumped into our digital time machine and see where this app-filled journey takes us.
Fasten your seatbelts, everyone, because things are about to get really interesting.
All right, so picture this. It's 2044, right? Someone's digging through some digital archives, and they stumble across one app a day.
Talk about a blast from the past. What do you think they'd make of it all?
I mean, imagine trying to explain the appeal of a Snoopy watch face to someone who's grown up with holographic companions or whatever crazy tech they have by then.
Right. It'd be like us trying to understand the fascination with, like, those little virtual pets from the 90s. Tamagotchis, I think they were called.
Exactly. What's commonplace in one era becomes a curiosity in the next. And that's what makes this so fascinating. We're getting a glimpse into what future generations might consider the defining apps of our time.
It's like those old photos of people in ridiculously oversized computers. We look back and laugh, but at the time, it was cutting-edge stuff.
Exactly. And who knows? Maybe in a few decades, people will look back at our smartphones and think they carried those around in their pockets. But it's not just about the technology itself, is it? It's about what those devices say about us as a society.
Right. It's the human element that really brings it all to life. Like, imagine them coming across the CWA category and realizing, wow, they were dealing with a global pandemic. It adds a whole other layer of context to our app choices.
Absolutely. Suddenly, it's not just about entertainment or convenience anymore. It's about survival, connection, trying to make sense of a world in crisis.
It makes you realize that every app, even something as simple as a wallpaper app, tells a story. It's a snapshot of our priorities, our fears, our aspirations. It's like digital archaeology.
And we're the ones leaving behind the artifacts for future generations to uncover. It makes you think twice about that delete history button, doesn't it?
It really does. But on that note, I think it's time for us to power down our digital time machine and return to the present.
But not before we leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Absolutely. So, to everyone listening, as you scroll through your phone today, take a moment to consider, what will your digital footprint say about you in the years to come? What story will your apps tell? It's something to think about, isn't it? And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. A huge thank you to our listener for sending in this fascinating website and sparking such a captivating conversation. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those digital ventures alive.
Das war One App a Day. Fragen oder Feedback richtet ihr an info@oaad.de, facebook.com/oneappatag, g+.io/oneappatag oder eine Menschen an twitter.com/oneappatag.